Hi guys, this is Jameson, and I wanted to get your grades to you, and it's not the normal Course Compass gradebook way I hoped to get to you because I keep coming to delays on that. The days I tried to post it, I could log into the classes. I'm just choosing one of them, one of my classes this semester, and it wouldn't show me anything on the panel, and it wouldn't show me anything in here, and then I would use my hot links to the gradebook and to the homework manager and test manager, and they wouldn't bring anything up. So I figured maybe that's part of why some of you guys didn't finish your quizzes. I know some of you guys were saying that you had a screen coming up saying something along the lines of invalid user error or something like that. So I have a few requests for you. First of all, I'm going to show you how to identify your grade. Let me just explain this really fast. I've gone ahead and put all the grades in the Dropbox, and so you know the Dropbox for your link according to your announcements page, and I'll put another Dropbox link directly to the folder that I want you to go to. I'll just pick one of these, like Math 63. Each one of your classes in the Dropbox has a final grades and roll, and in each of those there's an Excel spreadsheet and how to look at up your grades. It's exactly the same thing I'm looking at here. I'll go ahead and open it. And I'll bring this over here. Sorry about that. So what I'm saying to you right now is also going to be on that in that folder. So that's how to look up your grade, but more importantly, the posted grades. Now they are sorted and they're coded. So you'll look at them and they'll have this weird identifier for the name. It's not your regular name. That way you don't know whose grades they are. And they're also not sorted in the same way that you probably would expect them to be, like alphabetical. It'll have all of your scores individually, the tests. It'll have, actually, let me scroll back here. It'll have all of your attendance items there too, participation. And it'll have any of your quizzes, and especially your student learning outcome quizzes. For my Math 101 classes, listen up. You guys only had you only had student learning outcome quizzes, but yet, even though it was a required part of your grade and not a required part of my other classes' grades, there's about a quarter of you that didn't do them. So I hope if it was because of error, some sort of a technological problem, we can just go ahead and get those mistakes fixed and put a grade in for you. I'll have to do a change of grade form if it actually changes the letter. But let me go to this page and make sure you know how to decode your identifier. So you'll look in the spreadsheet, and you're going to have to follow this guideline. Imagine your last name, your first name, and your student ID. Now on student ID, technically speaking, all of our student IDs have 7 numbers in them, but a lot of the times we kind of ignore that first 0. And as far as I know, everyone has at least 1 0 in the front. Take the 7 numbers, write them down with the 0 in front, remove the middle 3, and put those numbers in between the second letter of your last name and the 4th letter of your first name. So for me, it would be like I784E. And I tried to make this easy to remember or easy to follow. You can think of it as like a 1, 2, 3, 4 process. One simple combination of the second letter of your last name, the 3 middle numbers of your ID, your West Hills ID, and the 4th letter of your last name. And then you're done. So then you can just look up your grade and you'll be able to see them all there. You're going to see all these other grades and you don't know who they are, and that's fine. You're not supposed to. So you can look and see if you think that you have, I don't know, anything missing, or you shouldn't have anything missing because I tried to give everyone their scores throughout, or their items back throughout the semester, and then if you weren't there the days that I handed them back, I tried on different days to hand them back. But if you were always late, I guess then you may have not gotten them back. Or if you weren't there the last days of the finals week where I was trying to hand them back, then you may have not gotten them back. In which case, I have them with me. So I can always go fetch them. So if you have a question about any score, let me know, because I'll fetch the scores that I have, and you can show me the ones that I've handed back to you, and we can go along from there. There is one exception to this, and I'll see if I can maybe think of one of the classes that has that exception. Maybe my Math 61 class. So, and the links that I give you will be these direct links to the folder, not the entire Dropbox link, but you can always follow that. So, I think this might have been the one that, yeah, so if you happen to have someone in your class that would have the same ID, or your first name didn't have 4 letters in it, because there's some people whose first names didn't have 4 letters. Let me give an example of that. Right here. Then there's a few minor exceptions, and here's what they are. If the first name didn't have enough letters, I went ahead and just put an asterisk right here. So I just put a star. So it would follow the same pattern. The one simple combination is made up of the second letter of your last name, the 3 middle numbers of your ID, and then since you don't have a 4th letter of your first name, it would just have an asterisk there. And then the people that had duplicate names or duplicate identifiers, when I use this little combination, I would put an additional 6th letter of your first name here. So this would be the 6th letter of your first name. So you would have this one simple combination. Starting to sound not so simple, but anyways, this one simple combination is made up of the second letter of your last name, the 3 middle numbers from your ID, the 4th letter of your first name, and then the 6th letter also of your first name, if you happen to have one that shows up the same as somebody else. It should not be a problem because there's only 3 people this applies to. So it should be really easy to find your identifier in your grades. All right, so it's not going to be in your grade book. And you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take these quizzes and I'm going to extend their dates. So these quizzes, in case you do fall into that category of the students who didn't do your student learning outcome quiz, and I'm actually not supposed to post your grades, although I will be posting these grades for you, because they are supposed to be posted by the 27th, which is 2 days away. Probably by the time you get this, it'll be 1 day away. So I will post these grades that I have here for you to look at, but these student learning outcomes were supposed to be done before you could receive a letter, and so I need you to do them. I'll go ahead and leave them up until the 6th of January, and then I can use them for the instructor checking that we do with them, and then the same rules applied when I first gave them the directions to you, 3 weeks ago, or I guess 4 weeks ago now. So okay, if you have any questions, let me know. Again, you'll be getting a direct link to your grades and roll folder of whatever Dropbox you're part of for whatever class you're taking. And if you don't happen to have Microsoft Excel, which I don't on my home computer, then you can download the Microsoft Excel Viewer. It's free. Or you can download this one I've used before, or I've seen before, XLS Reader. It's just a free program right here. Or maybe it's time for you to know, there's lots of free programs out there to do what Microsoft Office does. One's called Kingsoft. One is called Open Office, although that's been replaced now. And another one that's a favorite of mine is LibreOffice. These are from the open source community, and that's why I like them. Anyway, if you have any questions, that's what I need you to do, is go look up your grades, look through them, and let me know. Thanks.